welcome back to my class. This is Mehjabin Fatima, teacher at Elizabeth High School and Junior College. Till now we have completed 12 chapters in our social studies subject, and we have seen different types of kingdoms, different types of empires, and we have also studied about democratic government. Now in this chapter we are going to see what is village panchayat. Now let's begin with our chapter. Providing public amenities. In a village, a hand pump needs to be repaired. In another part of the village, drainage water is spilling over and the road is muddy. Who will solve these problems? Whether it is roads, hand pumps or street lights, they belong to people in the village as a whole. They are called public amenities. Who will provide these amenities? Who has to take care of their maintenance? For this purpose, we have panchayats in rural areas and municipalities in urban areas. Maybe you have seen in the village, these villages, they will not be developed like our towns and cities. So, these villages will be undeveloped and there will be many types of problems like drainage problems, water will be spilled and the roads will be muddy, and there will be a problem of hand pumps. So, who is the person who is responsible to take care of these maintenance? There is no particular person who is responsible to take care of these maintenance. The whole village will be responsible for this maintenance, as they all are equally sharing the same facility. So, they all are responsible for these maintenance and for these facilities. And to solve these problems, in the villages there will be panchayats. In the rural areas there will be village panchayat, and in the urban areas there will be municipalities who will look over or who will look after these problems. Let's see democracy at the village level. All the public amenities can be provided by the government departments, but they follow orders from higher ups and eventually from the authorities in the state capital. In such an arrangement, the people of the village will have no say or role. Further, the needs of the villagers are best understood by them and they can also solve their problem more easily than others. So, all the public amenities means all the public facilities will be provided by the government, but they will follow certain orders and there will be some ups and downs. So, under these government departments, the role of the people will be not there, means the village people, they don't have any role in that departments, and they cannot order the government to follow which step, means they cannot show the steps which the government has to take. There will be no involvement of the people in the government department, as these peoples, they are staying in the village, they can understand their problems more easily than the government department. So, these people only can look after their maintenance and these people only can look after their facilities more easily than others, and they can only solve their problems. More important than all this is enabling ordinary people of the villages to participate in public affairs. That is why we have elected village panchayats and municipalities to provide basic amenities at the local level. So, more important thing from this is the ordinary people who are from village, they also can participate in public affairs, and that is why we are having elected village panchayat, where the peoples of the village, they have their own right to elect their sarpanch, and the people who are belonging to the urban areas, they do also have right to choose their own elective who can provide the basic facilities to them at the local level. At the base of this system of democratic functioning would be the Gram Sabha, consisting of all the voters in a village. So, at the base of this system, the democratic functioning would be the Gram Sabha, which consists of all the voters from the village. The Gram Sabha is expected to review the functioning of the Gram Panchayat and participate in taking decisions about village welfare. All the villages elect the members of the Gram Panchayat and the Sarpanch, who conducts the day-to-day work of the Panchayat. So, all the members from the village, they can elect their own members of Gram Panchayat, and the Sarpanch also, who is responsible to see the day-to-day work of the village. And this Gram Sabha, it is expected to review the Gram Panchayat functioning, and they both can participate in the welfare of that particular village. Now let's see what is Gram Sabha. In the last chapter, we read about democratic government and the need to ensure participation of the people in public affairs. While it is not possible for all people to participate in state level or national level decision making, it is possible at the village level. So in the last chapter or in the previous chapter, we have learnt about the democratic government and the need to ensure participation of all the people in public affairs, and it is not possible for the people to participate in state level or national level decision making, so it is possible at the village level. This is done through the Gram Sabha or assembly of all the villagers who are voters. We have begun experimenting with this arrangement in our country during the last few years. So during last few years we have been experimenting about this arrangement where this Gram Sabha assembly is conducted and all the villagers who are the voters, they will come and attend this assembly where they can take decision to choose their elective. Kanakamma is keen to attend the Gram Sabha as she has been informed that she will get coupons which will enable her to get her ration card. So Kanakamma is a name of lady and she is more interested to attend this Gram Sabha as she has been informed that if she attends the Gram Sabha meeting or assembly, then she will get the coupon by which she can get her ration card. She did not know what the meeting was for and what would happen. Out of the 70 persons in the meeting, 20 were women who had come to get their coupons like Kanakamma. So this Kanakamma lady, she did not know what was that meeting about. As she was informed about the coupon which is enabling her to get her ration card, she has come to the meeting to attend the meeting just for that particular card. She don't know anything about that meeting. And more 20 were the women who were same like Kanakamma who have come to get their coupons only. They all are not aware about the meeting. The Sarpanch began the meeting and read out a report of the work done by the Panchayat in the last year and the work that it was proposing to take up in the coming year. He ended by telling the people, I hope all of you approve of this. The people had not listened to it carefully and everyone clapped their hands. So the Sarpanch, he began the meeting or he began the assembly by reading out the report of the work which is done by the Panchayat, and he has also provided them the information about the next year's plan. And by this the Sarpanch has ended the meeting and everyone, they all are not aware about the meeting. They clapped their hands, means they don't know what happened in the meeting, what are the decisions which has been taken up in the meetings and what are the plans for the next year or for the future in the meeting. They all are not aware from this, and these people, they had not listened it carefully and without listening anything, they just clapped their hands. Then he read out the list of people who are below poverty line, who would be eligible for various kinds of government assistance. And again the Sarpanch, he has read out the names of the people who are below the poverty line, and these people get opportunity to different kinds of various government assistance. As soon as he completed, Kanakamma stood up and asked that her name be included in the list as she had no land or other employment or resources. The Sarpanch promised to look into this, and as soon as the meeting ends, this Kanakamma, she stood up and she went to the Sarpanch and she told that her name should also be written in that list as she don't have any land or other employment resources. So the Sarpanch, he has promised to write her name in the list. Kanakamma felt happy that she had participated in the Gram Sabha. In the end, the coupons were distributed to the women who needed a ration card. So Kanakamma, she felt very happy that she has also participated in the assembly of Gram Sabha, and at the end the coupons were distributed to the women who were waiting to get their ration card. This is probably an example of the Gram Sabha taking place today. People do not get proper information about the meetings and very few people come for them. Those who come take little interest in the proceedings. However, democracy requires active participation of all the villagers in the Gram Sabhas. So this is the example, what's happening today? All the peoples from the village, they are not aware about the information which has been discussed in these meetings. They all are sitting in the meeting, means they all are taking part in the meeting, but they are not aware with the information. They are not getting the, or they are not understanding the information properly, we can say. So these people, due to lack of information in the meetings, very less people they will come to attend the meeting, to understand the meeting, and almost of these people they come to get their interest, means whatever the things, like just before we have seen the about the coupons, right? So these people, some of them, they will come to attend the meeting just to get such kinds of coupons, etc., as they are not interested in Gram Sabha meeting. And however, we know that democracy requires the participation of all the villagers from the Gram Sabha. In the Gram Sabha, all people should discuss the report of the previous year's work and say whether the work was actually done and was satisfactory. They also need to discuss the proposed work for the next year and say if any other work needs to be done or what is the best way to do it. So the meeting should be held in such a way that all these people, they should participate actively and take the decisions related to future, like, and they should also share the work which has been done in the previous year and what the benefits that work has given, and according to that plan they should plan for their future and what is the best way to come out of such problems, what are the plannings, what we should do next year, how we can develop our village. These are the things which they should discuss actually in the meeting. But instead of these people or the villagers, they are just coming and sitting in the assembly and they are not taking much interest in the assembly. When the list of BPL people are read out, all people have to ensure that only genuinely poor get the benefit of these schemes. Similarly, the Gram Sabhas have to oversee the work being done under Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee Act and other schemes. So there are some schemes from the government which will look after the poor people and which will ensure the poor people to get the employment and to get the resources. And in these Gram Sabhas, they should discuss about such schemes from the government. But in practice, the Gram Sabha does not meet, or the few people who participate do not take active interest in the proceedings. So as we have seen in this example of Kanakamma, that the Gram Sabha, the villagers, they are not taking much interest in the Gram Sabha, and instead these people are not participating actively, and instead these people, they are not bothering about the meeting and they are just coming to get the coupons or to get, and they are coming to get the coupons. Let's see about the formation of Gram Panchayats. Gram Panchayats are formed through election. These elections are conducted by State Election Commission. So these Gram Panchayats, they are formed through the elections, and these elections, they are conducted by the State Election Commission. Voters list. All residents of the villages, all residents of a village who are 18 years old or above have to enroll their names in the voters list. Usually a government employee visits every house to check whether there are any changes in the list. They also invite suggestions for additions or deletions to the list. So all the residents of the village who are above 18 years old, they has to enroll their names in the voters list, and usually there will be a person who is appointed by the government to look after this list, means the person who is responsible to visit each house of this village to check their name or to add the names or to delete the names of the people. Means this person who is appointed by the government is responsible about the voters list. Wards. Let's see what are wards. A village is usually divided into a few wards, that is streets or colonies, in such a way that all the wards have almost equal number of voters. So the government, it will divide the village into few wards where the streets and colonies will be there, in such a way that all the wards have almost equal number of voters. Each ward elects one member to the village panchayat called ward member. So each ward, they will elect one member, and that is called as ward member. This ensures that people from all localities of the village are represented. So, this thing has ensured that all the people who are from localities of the village, they are represented in this panchayat. A panchayat will have at least 5 ward members and may have as many as 21 ward members. So, a particular panchayat may have at least 5 ward members, or it can also have 21 ward members. Any person who is 21 years of or above can contest the decision. As per State Election Commission decision, those who are contesting as Sarpanch and ward members should deposit some amount. So, any person who is above 21 years can have a contest in election, and as per the Election Commission decision, those who are contesting as Sarpanch and ward members should deposit some amounts. Means those who are standing to get such positions, they should deposit some amount. Let us see what are reservation in Gram Panchayat, how these reservations will take place. It is often very difficult for women to get elected as ward member or Sarpanch. These bodies are therefore dominated by men. As a result, the needs and views of half of the population go unrepresented. So, in the village we can see that the women, they are dominated by the men, and these women, they does have difficulty to get elected as a ward member or Sarpanch, and due to this reason or as a result of this, the needs and views of half of the population will go unrepresented, we can say. Means women, they are present under the population, but they are now keeping these problems in mind. It has been decided by the parliament that 50% of all panchayat ward members and sarpanches will be women, and their places are reserved for them. So, keeping in view of these points, the parliament has decided that 50% seats should be reserved for the women. So, keeping in view of these points, the government or the parliament has decided that 50% of these ward member or sarpanch seats will be reserved for the women. Similarly, there is a reservation policy for SCs, STs, BCs to ensure that persons from all sections of the society get elected to the panchayat. Thus, panchayats function as representative institution of all people in the rural areas. So, similarly, the reservation will be there for SCs, BCs and STs, and it ensures that person from all sections of the society can get elected to the panchayat. Thus, we can say that panchayat function as representative institution of all the people in the rural areas. Now, let us see what is election. Normally, elections to Gram Panchayat takes place once in every 5 years. During these elections, every voter casts 2 votes, one to elect the ward member and another to elect the sarpanch. So, normally these elections will take place once in 5 years, and during these elections every voter, they cast 2 votes, one to the ward member and another vote to the sarpanch. The person who gets the maximum vote is declared elected. So, whoever the person who will get the maximum number of votes, he will be elected or he will be appointed as their new ward member or new sarpanch. Sarpanch, UPS, sarpanch and secretary. The sarpanch is the head of the Gram Panchayat. He has the responsibility of implementing all the decisions of the panchayat and looking after the day-to-day work of the panchayat. The sarpanch is elected directly by the voters residing within the village. The sarpanch is also responsible for the income and expenditure. So, the sarpanch, he is the head of the Gram Panchayat, and he is also responsible for implementing all the decisions of the panchayat and looking after the day-to-day work of the particular village. And this sarpanch, he is appointed directly or he is elected directly by the voters residing within the village. Means the village persons, they will elect their own sarpanch. The sarpanch, he is also responsible for income and expenditure of that particular village or of the panchayat. As such, the sarpanch has a lot of responsibility. In many villages, we see some active sarpanches who have changed the fate of their villages. So, by this all responsibilities we can say the Sarpanch, he is only the person who is holding all the responsibility of the village. In many villages we have seen the Sarpanch, they have changed the faith of their villages, means they have developed their villages. UPA Sarpanch, the Sarpanch and ward members elect one of the ward members as the deputy or UPA Sarpanch. The UPA Sarpanch acts as the absence of the Sarpanch. Let's see Upa Sarpanch. The Sarpanch and ward members elect one of the ward members as the deputy or Upa Sarpanch. The Upa Sarpanch acts in the absence of the Sarpanch. So this Upa Sarpanch, he is also elected as the deputy or Upa Sarpanch, and the Upa Sarpanch, he acts in the absence of the Sarpanch, means if the Sarpanch is absent, then this Upa Sarpanch will look after the work of Sarpanch. Let's see what does a Panchayat will do. The village Panchayats are responsible for provision of public amenities like maintenance of village roads, construction and maintenance of drains, supply of drinking water, street lighting, cleaning streets, running ration shops, etc. So, these Panchayats, they are responsible for providing the public facilities or public services to the villagers, such as maintenance of village roads, construction and maintenance of drains, supply of drinking water, etc. They are also responsible for overseeing the functioning of schools, arrange Anganwadis, women and child welfare programs, etc. The Panchayats have to plan and execute development works such as minor irrigation, watershed management, land reform measures in the village. So, they are also responsible for overseeing the functioning of the schools, Anganwadis, women's and child welfare programs, and these Panchayats, they have to plan and execute their plan to develop minor irrigation, watershed arrangement and land reform resources in the village. Several states have given more powers and functions of the Gram Panchayats. However, some states like Telangana have not given several important functions to them. Some of the relate to control over markets and fairs and improvements. So, several states, they have given the powers and functions to the Gram Panchayats, and some states like Telangana doesn't have given the several important functions of these powers, and some of them will relate to markets and fairs, land improvements, minor forest produce, small scale industries, housing for weaker sections, electrification programs for weaker sections, PHCs and dispensaries, etc. So, these are the works or powers which has been given by some states, where these Gram Panchayats will look after these facilities. Unless such functions are also given over to the Gram Panchayats, they cannot really, unless some functions are also given over the Gram Panchayat, they cannot really address the problems faced by the villages and effectively plan development of villages. So, these Gram Panchayat, they have been given the powers to look after the maintenance of the villages, and after giving them the power, these, due to lack of interest in the villagers, these Gram Panchayat could not work effectively for the development of the village. A meeting of the Panchayat takes place every month. For each meeting, at least half of the members of the Panchayat should be present, otherwise the meeting will have to be cancelled. So, there will be a meeting of these Gram Panchayat every month, and in that meeting at least half of the members of that Panchayat should be present, otherwise the meeting will be cancelled. The meeting usually begin by reading on the report of the last meetings. This is called minutes of the last meeting. So, this meeting will begin with the last year's list or report, where the last year's plans will be again revised, and this is called as the minute of the last meeting, means that is also called as the recap of last meeting. Then the Sarpanch has to report about all the work done during the previous month and how much money was spent on them, and again the Sarpanch, he has to provide information to the villagers about the last month's report and what work has been done in the last month and how much money has been spent on the last month. In case the members feel that some work was not properly done, they can discuss it. The ward members can also propose new work for their wards or inquire about non-completion of approved works. So, in case if the members they feel that some work is not done properly, then they can discuss that in the meeting, and the ward members they can also propose the new work to the wards or inquire about non-completion or approval of the work. Every year before the month of April, proposals from different wards are discussed on and a budget is prepared for them. The Sarpanch and the executive officers check if funds are available for these proposals. So, every year in before the month of April, these proposals will be there from the different wards, and they all are discussed in a budget is prepared for them, and the Sarpanch and the executive officer will check over if the funds are available for these proposals or not, and after this the annual plan of the panchayat is prepared and discussed in the Gram Sabha and finalized after incorporating their suggestions. So, after this the annual plan will be prepared by this panchayat, and it will also discussed in Gram Sabha. After that they will finalize that plan and that incorporate their suggestions. This finalized plan is submitted to Mandal and Zilla Parishad for approval and sanction of funds. After the funds are received, the Sarpanch starts the work and supervises the completion. So, after getting the final plan, this finalized plan will be submitted to the Mandal or the Zilla Parishad, from where they can receive the funds to implement such plans, and the Sarpanch he will start to work and supervises this plan and its completion. It is often seen that in many panchayats the Sarpanches prepares plan on their own and gets them approved without much discussion. Then the funds allocated for the work may be misappropriated, as very few people know about the plan, budget and actual work done. So, as we can see in different types of panchayats, these Sarpanches they will prepare their own plans and they will approve them without discussion, means without discussing with the villagers. They will only approve those plans, and then the funds will be allocated for the work which may be inappropriated, and many few people will be aware of these plans. For this reason, it is necessary that all members of the panchayat participate in the planning and oversee the implementation of programs. So, these Sarpanch they cannot misuse their power. So, due to this the villagers they should take actively part in these meetings where these plans are being discussed, and they should also oversee about the plannings and implementation of these programs. Let us see about the funds of the work of Gram Panchayats. Where do the Gram Panchayats gets funds from to carry out their programs? So, these Gram Panchayats, as we have discussed, they are having many different programs which will develop a particular village or the peoples of that village, and from where these panchayats are getting funds to start their or to run their programs. Gram Panchayats have the power to levy some minor taxes in the villages, including house tax and land cess. They get about 1/3 of their income from these sources. So, these Gram Panchayats they are having power to levy some minor taxes on the villagers, which includes house tax and land cess. They get about 1/3 of the income from these sources, means from these tax they are getting 1/3 income. However, for a bulk of their resources they depend upon grants from the state and the central government, which is meant for the implementation of specific programs. So, however, in the bulk of their resources they all are dependent upon the grants of the state and central government, which is meant for implementation of such specific programs. Some funds are made available under the Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee, and this Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee Act will also provide the funds for such programs. It emerges that these funds are far from sufficient for any substantial development of the village. Panchayats have very little funds for the work they themselves plan and decide upon. So, from these experiences we can say that the funds they are not sufficient for the plannings of that particular village, means these funds they are not sufficient to develop that village. According to the plans of these panchayats, the funds which they are getting they are not sufficient for them. Let's see about Mandal Parishad and Zilla Parishad. In the previous session, we read about Gram Panchayat. About 20 Gram Panchayats come under a Mandal Parishad. All the Mandal Parishad in the district come under the Zilla Parishad. So, as we have discussed in the previous section that Gram Panchayat consists about 20. By combining 20 Gram Panchayats, it forms a Mandal Parishad, and all these Mandal Parishads, they come under the Zilla Parishad. The members of the Mandal Parishad territorial constituencies are elected directly by the villages and some are nominated. The Zilla Parishad members too are similarly elected. The Zilla Parishad and the Mandal Parishad coordinate the activities of the Panchayats in the district, and the Mandal approve their plans and coordinate the allocation of funds. So, the members of these Mandal Parishad territorial constituencies, that is also called as MPI, they are elected directly by the villagers and some of them are nominated, and the Zilla Parishad members, they too are elected. The Zilla Parishad and Mandal Parishad, they will coordinate the activities of the Panchayats in the district and the Mandal and approve the plans and coordinate the allocation of funds. Means these Mandal Parishad and Zilla Parishad will be responsible for the allocation of funds. Now, let us see what is Janagamma of Hazipalli. Hazipalli is a small village in Rangareddy district. Janagamma, the Sarpanch, led the Panchayat to build several concrete roads and underground drains. She persuaded all the villagers to build latrines in their houses, schools, Anganwadis and Gram Panchayat. So, there is a small village in Rangareddy district, that is Janagamma. So, there is a small village in Rangareddy district, that is Hazipalli, and Janagamma is the name of a Sarpanch who will look after the work of that particular village, that is Hazipalli, and she is responsible to build several concrete roads, underground drains, and she also persuaded all the villagers to build latrines in their houses, schools, Anganwadis and Gram Panchayats. The Panchayat under her leadership built water storage tanks to provide drinking water to entire village. So, and under her leadership, she also built some water storage tanks where it provides the drinking water for all the villagers. Apart from this, the village has an underground drainage system like the city. The Panchayat has also ensured all the eligible benefits from the schemes intended for them. And this Panchayat, it is also taking advantage or benefits of the different schemes which has been intended for such Panchayat. And this Sarpanch, that is Janagamma, she is holding out her Sarpanch responsibilities very well, and she has developed her village like a city. And in recognition of these efforts, Hazipalli received the Shubram Award in November 2008 from the state government and Nirmala Grama Purashkar in December 2008 from Mrs. Pratibha Patil, the President of India. So, this Janagamma, she has developed her village like a city and town. For this, she has also been awarded in November 2008, that is Shubram Award, and she also received award from the President of India in the year 2008 from Mrs. Pratibha Patil, and she has also been awarded as Grama Purashkar. And these awards are given to villages who have built toilets in every houses and office, school, and have completely stopped open defecation. Many villages in the state have received these awards. Find out such villages in your areas. So, these awards will be given to the villages who has built their toilets in each houses and who has completely stopped open defecation. Let us see, are there any villages who have conducted this Gram Sabha successfully? There are many villages which have succeeded in involving the people in participatory development programs through the Gram Sabha. So, there are some villages which are succeeding in involving the people who can actively participate in the development programs of this Gram Sabha. In Telangana, Gangadevipalli of Warangal Rural District, Ramachandrapuram of Karimnagar District and Ankapur of Nizamabad District are some of the success stories. Means in Telangana we are having different villages who are having the success in such stories. Similarly, Highway Bazaar of Ahmednagar District in Maharashtra is a good example. So, this Highway Bazaar of Ahmednagar district is also a good example of such story. Let's see Gangadevipalli Panchayat. Through the Gram Sabhas, 18 different committees were formed in Gangadevi village like drinking water committee, sanitation health committee, communications committee, etc. So, through the help of Gram Sabha, 18 different committees were formed in Gangadevipalli village, and there some of the amenities have been provided like drinking water committee, sanitation committee, communication committee, etc. And these communities, they are providing good services to the villagers. So, these villages, they have attained 100% enrollment in schools, 100% literacy, supply of protected drinking water to all families, observations of family planning by all eligible couples, vaccination of all children, 100% facility, 100% families controlled in bank saving schemes, total sanitation in the village completion, ban on the consumption of liquors. So, these are the facilities or amenities which are provided in this Gangadevi Palli village, where there is 100% enrollment in the schools and 100% literacy will be there. Every child there is studying, and there is a supply of protected drinking water to all the villagers, and vaccination of all the children is also going on there. Every villager would definitely find role on at least one of the 18 committees. Any issue of development of the village has to be necessarily discussed in the Gram Sabha, all the bound by the resolution of Gram Sabha. So, if there is any issue which has to be discussed in the Gram Sabha meeting, these people or these villagers, they will discuss and they will sort out their problems, and through this they are developing their own village. So, this was all about our lesson, that is village panchayat. Let's start a new lesson in next class. Thank you.